This move makes irons and drivers so much easier, and barely anyone utilizes this move properly, or let alone even understands how to do it. So this is what creates that effortless compression with irons. Nice sharp fling, great strike, awesome rotation going through the golf ball. And with driver, this helps you hit on the up instantly, and also creates this nice power from the ground, so where you'll be hitting some unbelievably good drives doing this properly. So this same move is done with both clubs. It is just done at a slightly different time. Now this is left side extension, so where you're coming through and you are straightening up this left leg, or posting up on this left leg. So if we talk about irons, having this posting up movement. Now with an iron swing, from shaft parallel to the ground, coming into the golf ball, we have this left leg start to straighten, start to snap up. Now, as you can see, as I do that, look what's happening to my hands. See how my hands are getting nicely ahead as I'm doing so, because this is getting me turning and rotating through the bottom of my golf swing. So straighten up that left side. It pulls my left shoulder going up and around. So that rotates me going through. And because I'm extending the left side, that's going to be putting my right side into the opposite flexion. So it gives me a little bit of right side bend also. It gets me turning through the shot. So as we can see here, if we slow this one down, we're going to see that really good, nice shaft lead, nice compression. And what we're also going to see, if I hit one more from the down the line view, we're going to see some unbelievably good rotation, as we said, because it gets the left shoulder going up and around, gets you in good right side bend, which is the key for turning through the golf ball. And why turning through the golf ball and having that good efficient rotation is so important is because it keeps this, the club face, very, very stable. The better we rotate, the more stable that club face stays towards that swing arc. It stays squarer on the arc, to where if we slow down our rotation, we get a lot of club face rotation as a result, because our body movement isn't keeping the club face square to the arc. So then that helps massively for your shot dispersion out in the golf course. One of the reasons why you see so many pros not miss it all over the place with their irons. Well, they're so laser point precision with those clubs, because they're keeping that rotation steady through. You can't do that if you're not posting up that left side, even if it's a small amount. It will help, but it also really helps for generating speed and distance. It will help you get the force that you put into the ground and spiking it back up, which is why it's really good for driver. So we said for driver, power. It's really, really good for generating more speed. It's using your vertical force, because when we're going down into the ground, that little squat move that we naturally will have, it gets that squat move actually doing something for your golf swing. It gets that power coming back out again. It's like a vertical jump. You're moving down to jump back up. Vertical jump, you're not going to jump too high if you go down and don't come back up again. You're going to stay on the ground. That's the same thing if we stay here and then we keep that left leg flexed the entire time. We've got no vertical force. We need to snap it to be able to create it. We want that done earlier with driver, because if we do it going through the golf ball, so from shaft parallel going through like we do with irons, we're not really going to be, one, making the most out of that vertical force. It's going to be happening almost too late for driver with how fast the swing is, but also we're not going to get the upward angle of attack benefits that we want for driver, because of course hitting the ball up off a high tee, we want to hit up on the golf ball. So we want that snapping of the left leg to happen from really left arm parallel, shaft parallel. Really this area is when we want that left leg to start to snap straight, because then, like we talked about before with irons, how does it rotate you? It gets the left shoulder going up and around, extending the left side. That puts you into a little bit of right side bend too. So when it's done late through the golf ball with irons, it doesn't have the upward angle of attack benefit. But when we're doing it early with driver, you've got more time that you're going up and around with that left shoulder, more time you're going to right side bend, and then that's going to be propelling the club going up through the golf ball. So doing it in more mid downswing in simple terms, really feeling like you're snapping that left leg straight, you're going to be nicely hitting up on the golf ball and hitting it with really a faster swing speed, because you're getting that force coming out the ground. So for irons, really beneficial. For driver, really beneficial. Let's get into some drills to get this into your swing. So there's 2 drills to do for this. So what we want to do for our first drill, and this is a great one for hitting golf balls with. So this is a club underneath your right foot. And what we do here, we place it underneath the right heel, and then we angle the club shaft to where it's almost touching the left calf. Now, if I'm going to hit this with my left leg, I have to go into left leg extension. So, looking at from this angle, for me to hit that behind my left leg, I have to straighten that leg. So it will get you into that position. And you can see here, just by me demonstrating it from the down line, how much it rotates you is quite a considerable amount doing this drill. Look how open I'm getting. It's a brilliant hip rotation drill. Of course, that left side extension is what keeps the hips turning through the golf ball. So really, really beneficial. So if I just hit one here for iron, now we know when is the timing for iron. It is going from shaft parallel into the golf ball. So I would want to feel like my left leg is really pushing this back at that point. So here we go, let's hit one. And there we go. So really good for that. It's also really good for other areas of your golf swing. If a golfer drives up their trail heel too much, this is going to be great for keeping this underneath your foot to get a little bit better footwork, a little bit better of a stable and lower body movement. So many good things, like we even said, just for hip rotation. So we go, and another one, just making sure I'm hitting that when we're getting to around shaft parallel, giving it a little push back as I do so. Really, really, really good strikes. So let's get into driver. So driver, like we said, we want to be straightening that left side earlier. So we want it to really happen mid downswing. So of course then, what are we trying to do with this drill? Hit it mid downswing. So again, you have to really adjust yourself. That's the only downside of this drill, is you really have to, after every shot, kind of readjust it, which is the only thing. But it's not a bad thing. It gives you time so you're not slamming through golf balls non-stop. So okay, here we go. I want to hit it mid downswing with my left leg. And there we go. That'll be an absolute brilliant one to go about and do. It really gives you the feedback, and to really make sure a drill is benefiting you a ton, you have to have feedback. If you're not having feedback, you're generally not going to improve on it. So here we go, another one. Luckily, I didn't have to readjust everything so much on that. So here we go. Hit it with my left leg mid downswing. So here we go. Boom. Awesome. Awesome ones to hit balls with. But for any good drill routine, you need a drill without a golf ball so you can nail it perfectly. So here's the drill. Now this is an alignment stick dragging drill is what this is called. So what you do, grab an alignment stick. You put this just down, let's say your foot line, so your toe line here, so on the line of your toes, just about a couple foot behind. And then what we do from there, we want to drag this and elevate it up into the air when you get to around a driver ball position. So you actually don't want to do that via your arms though. You want to do it only via straightening that left leg. So this gets you in reps of straightening this left leg perfectly every time. So if I straighten my left leg, we know what it's going to do. It's going to pull my left shoulder up and around. It's going to drop me into some right side bend also. And what that's going to do around driver pull position, it's going to elevate the stick into the air. All I'm doing is straighten the left leg. I'm not trying to do anything else other than that. You can see it how the stick raises upwards. Really, really good one. You can really feel your left leg working when you do this as well. Brilliant. Again, that will be a great one to do. So what I'd recommend for you to do, let's say when you're practicing, is in between every 3 balls you hit, do 5 of those alignment stick drills. And then when you hit your 3 balls, do that with the drill, with the wedge or club underneath your foot. I'd recommend a wedge to do it with. So that'll be absolutely brilliant. Work your way throughout the bag doing that, and you're going to be able to get this in there. Make sure you're getting the timing right. Make sure you're filming yourself doing it. Otherwise, you ultimately won't massively know when you're doing it. You've got to know what you're doing originally. So if you're a golfer who's keeping that left leg too flexed, which so many of you are doing, you've got to make sure you get that posting up and get that straightening. Absolutely game changer for irons and driver. So if you like this video, click that like button. If you want more golf instruction, just like this, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video.